Oh, for a muse of snow that would descend to hide the sad travails of common life,
concealing all the tragedy and loss, the misery of one sad, vulgar year.
But let not all the world be so enswathed. Let just one city scape the snow-white shroud.
that we may look upon one person there and know him and his friends and family too.
And see his battles against myriad foes, some real, some dreamt, some dwelling in between.
So celebrate the ending of the year with bloody act and gifted oratory.
Give us your hands, but then give us your ears, and hearken all unto
A Christmas Story!
I, now am I in London, the happier I. My home is but a short walk from where I now stand, and in all the city and for all people in it, 'tis the season called Christmas, the time of coldest winter where warmest joy instills itself within the hearts of youthful juveniles such as I. On this night, I stand with my brethren at the marketplace, where all manner of commerce occurs. We gazed upon the gaudy towers of endless prizes, and behold, its greatest glory.
Yea, verily, a red Romeo tends for a thrust rapier, and alone retains that dear perfection of the greatest Christmas gift.
Held in the hand of bloody Romeo himself. Have you not heard his story from the play? He draws his fairy blade to do battle with the king of Kent and with the county Paris. And who knows how many swains and scoundrels else. And will I ask, who knows, for I do not know. I have only read the script, and of that, only a part. But that part had such a sword and such battles, and one named Romeo who prevailed.
These hands of mine have held no sword, for my family has forbidden me to wield a weapon these many years, for fear I shall fight out in foolish glory, vain glory.
But now I am seasoned, my temper mellowed, and my enemies near me to taunt and call me coward.
Plots I must lay to lure my mother and father with devices subtle and infinite, and let them grant me my desires as if they themselves had desired them.
Amongst my mother's paintings have I placed an image of Romeo, blade red with gore. But more must be done. To work my brain and dream upon the sword. For rapier wit with rapier shall reward.
Awake, young swains! Wash thy face, break thy fast, and off to your studies!
Zounds! They play Middleton tonight.
I know not of what you speak.
The King's Men shall play a play by Middleton tonight. Confound it. Ben Jonson writes plays that o'ershadow Middleton as a cyclops or a blind worm, but fool shall fool, and there's an end to it.
Well, 'tis so. I charge thee, snails! Wane!
Hast thou heard of the knave that swallowed a god?
Does that mean he listened to his sermon and thus did God enter his soul?
Nay, the fellow took a toy, which is ofttimes called a god, placed it in his maw, and down it vanished. 'Twas some wager he and his mates had.
Ah, his mates are mated, and he should shake with shame, for if he dined on toys, we'd rattle and he'd know to avoid. Such foolish tales you tell at the table. Canst thou not speak of the actions of our parliament instead?
Nay, 'tis all one. There's naught but rattling foolery there as well. Now, silence a while, for I must finish my prose. Yet how I know not, for I know not the name of the horse of Alexander the Great.
Oh, 'tis Bucephalus.
How dost thou know of Bucephalus? What, art thou a farrier in ancient Greece?
Nay, my lord, but I serve as a ferryman to bring the facts that I doth know to thee. Why wouldst thou know the name Bucephalus? That noble horse's fame needs not thy script.
Oh, my script shall show me worthy of my charge, for our coffers, now all bare, shall scarce contain the fortune we shall gain from scrip and scrippage.
Well, what kind of script? What scrippage dost thou write?
Thou shalt see, my wife, for by these words I'll be rewarded soon, and there's an end.
Summoned us, Lady Mother, and your sons, myself, and my brother Randolph have appeared.
Thou wert summoned, my sons, when the sun rose. And it seems the sun shall set before you're on your way. Now eat your bread and drink your small ale and be off.
Now watch as I begin to practice my designs upon my hapless elders with words of strength and subtlety. God protect thee, my loving family, for I have seen a great, fearsome bear near the church of St. Andrew Undershaft. A beast that could only be slain by some mighty champion with his sword.
Nay, thou did not see such. And if thou didst, thou shouldst not fight, but merely exit and hope the bear doth not pursue.
Slut, she hath somehow seen through my machinations. They look upon me strangely. I must switch stratagems, or my cause is lost. My old father, canst thou guess the gift I shall offer thee this season?
A new heart, perchance, it doth not cause misery to he who lights it.
'Tis so, for thou art known as a fearsome duelist with thine own heart, for it spits at thee, and thou answereth it with iron.
Are thou all clapped in irons that you do not go?
Aye, my time is past and I should depart.
Oh, the skirmish ends with my defeat. Perchance all my labor shall be lost despite my love.
Oh, dear Ralph, why dost thou frown and worry so? Thou spoke of gifts thou hast bought ere now. And what gift, dear Chuck, should we present to you?
Oh, Ralph, speak not thy wish, but say aught else. I wish for the red Romeo 10-score thrust rapier! Oh, traitorous mouth, thou hast betrayed thy lord!
Well, such a fearful gift would bring no joy. Your eye by your own hands would you destroy.
Oh, horrid phrase that ends my fight at once. So do all mothers echoing that speech forbid their progeny to draw their blade, invincible to any argument? My desires burn so hotly now that choleric and stubborn grows my mind, and though it seems I weaponless shall brawl, yet for a weapon shall I battle all.
Nay, mother, 'twas but a jest, though sure I am that others have received such gifts. Perchance in its stead I shall receive a hobby horse.
Aye, if thou wish such. But no harm should come to mine own child or any other by any gift from me. Now, feed thyself and thy brother and be off.
What harm? What doth a mother know of strife? If she but saw a skulking villain here that crept up to our door amidst the snow, she'd know that I alone could guard this house against unfeeling evil such as this.
'Tis I, Monsieur Iago Edmund Plantagenet. I have come to slaughter all those of the Tudor line and to rule over this land with hatred and bitterness.
Oh!
Also, I am French.
Oh! Oh! Thou twice abhorred monster! Long have I feared this double villain would kill our loving family with not one brave soul to challenge him!
Nay, young Randolph, on this day thou hast me and my fierce blade. Lay on, Iago, and damned be him that first cries, Aye, I'll go.
Foolish boy, turn and draw, for I am for thee. Also, I call my prince Dauphin. Lo! Ooh, now my glory smeared in blood and dust. And live how we can, yet die we must. We? Vraiment?
Oh, Ralph, thou hast defeated thy foe! Surely heaven is empty and all the angels are here.
Aye, brother, and if all that which we have seen had truly occurred, then surely my parents would speak not but praise to their brave son.
Cursed old gelding!
Call you this praise?
No praise for that foolish horse, for you've got spavin or spring-halt and shall not budge for me.
Be not concerned, father, for surely thou art a great manager of horses and shall soon ride forward.
What's that? A smell of smoke? Oh, 'tis that cursed heart, that peevish, sottish heart, got pox and stones.
As if he strode into a battlefield and wielded oaths to slay his enemies, my father cursed all that which gave him cause. As if those heated words were silken thread, a tapestry was woven in the air, made entirely of profane speech, of blood and light and wounds and bodkins too, that hovers over our heads even today. But fear not, noble listeners, that you'll hear such phrases that would fright your honest souls, for we shall temper all these words with charm, and not one word shall cause you any harm.
Hold, my children dear, or thou shalt surely freeze. Come here, I'll clothe thee against the winter cold. Young Randolph, here is a cap and gabardine, a mantle, pantaloon, and mighty ruff. Comparison with these and more beside, you shall be warm, whatever might betide.
Now he is spherical and like a globe. I'll roll him off to school and back again.
Randolph, why dost thou mutter in thy throat? Speak now, what ails you that I can prepare? Oh.
What ails me is this kerchief thou hast placed, for it forbids my speech, which would now say that here I stand, my arms fixed and outstretched, and like a scarecrow cannot move a jot.
here to there no more than Ralph needs arms to fight a bear. Now off with you and safely go to school. Perhaps today you'll no more be such fools.
And so I and my brother left our home and traveled through the city cold and cruel. And soon we met with friends, both rascals brave, but clever tools with which to play the fool.
Nice looking friends, how dost thou, Schwartz? I flick. How good lads, how do ye both?
Why, thou seest how I do. I call spirits from the vast deep, and see you how many crowd about me that I can scarce walk to school.
Why, I see none.
Nor do I yet. My pace towards school is slow.
Now, cousins, and listen to me. You recall I have told thee of how a man's tongue in the depths of winter might touch upon metal and be stuck fast.
I remember we mocked thee for saying so.
Well, learn you now that I have spoken with my learned father, and he hath confirmed my words, and so ye shall stop thy mocking mouth.
Nay, we shall not stop, but instead mock thee and thy father in turn. How should he know such a foolish thing?
He once was in the tower of St. Paul, and there witnessed a man kiss the bell upon a wager, and that man was stuck fast, and certainly many constables were summoned and tried their hand to free the poor soul, and I think, if not for God's grace and a warm winter sun at noon, that he would be there to this day.
Why, he'd serve as a clapper and summon us all to service each day. But thou shalt not find me kissing bells.
And why not? Hath not a bell a mouth and a lip and a waist?
No, I'll not serve under Venus or Cupid, but great Mars shall lead me forward, and I shall love my sword and scorn of love.
But thou hast no sword.
'Tis almost in my hand.
Well, I trust it shall be as you say, but where is thy brother? Doth he not walk with you?
Oh, heavens. I see that he hath fallen in the street and is so burdened against the winter that he cannot stand. Oh, friends, for surely some miscreant shall cause mischief with him.
Why do you rescue him to slow our pace further? So let us do so without, delay.
With much delay, belike.
Saints and ministers of peace preserve us. The clock hath struck upon the bell, yet hear much my students. Idle truants all until their teacher made truant by a lack of scholars. Where are you, varlets?
Here, good madam.
And I.
And I.
And I.
All here. Well. And why so late?
Can you not see? We were well on our way, trooping quickly through the streets.
Quickly. Well.
Aye, but then we were set upon by strange spirits who bade us delay despite our wish to speed towards school.
Speed. Well.
Then the spirits did charm us with strange warbling roundels, and when we arose, our ears had grown, as you can see, tall and slender.
Slender. Well.
And thus we were translated, and that is why we are late, for we are slow asses. For which we crave your forgiveness.
Oh, crave you forgiveness? Shall I speak it in your long ears? Well, if such is your wish, then lend me your ears. And that quickly. Else I'll find a knife and clean them as a hunter claims a deer's horns. But now that I have thee by the ears, I'll leave thee inside for thy studies. Today we shall continue our reading of the Chronicles of England, Scotland, and Ireland by Rapier.
Can we not wait until it be made into a play? For I learn better by sight, not by reading.
Go to and go in.
Our plot was foiled, but still our hearts were warm. Until we left our school for noontide meal, we went to where all children long to go to London Bridge to gaze upon the heads of enemies of England, all on poles of iron and steel. And 'twere those selfsame poles that brought us once again to row and ire. And here is how our argument caught fire.
Why do you still deny it? 'Tis a simple saying, a man's tongue shall stick to cold steel when the weather is bleak.
Aye, 'tis a simple saying, for you are young and simple to say it, and your sire is old and simple to say it to you. And so I say both you and he and your sayings are all simple.
I say I speak true, and that if you dare touch your tongue upon metal even now, all these eyes here shall see it. And so, in the name of all-seeing Argos, I dare thee do so.
Hold, sir. Dost thou dare him by a dog?
Dare by a dog, sir? I mentioned no dogs.
Nay, dost thou not remember thy Greek?
Nay, for 'tis Greek to him.
I've ruled 'tis Greek to all, for 'tis Greek. But I spoke of no dog of the Greeks, sir, but one Argos, who guarded the golden fleece with his 100 eyes.
Nay, sir, Argus was the noble hound of Ulysses, who greeted his lost master when he returned, and his job done, perished. And so thou hast indeed dared our friend by a dog.
Thou art both dogs who nip at me to make me rush headlong into foolishness. And I say I shall not be dared by thee.
Thou shalt do it, I say. I dare thee, by the great dog Cerberus himself, that thou shalt do it.
Oh, heaven forfend! Thy rage has led thee to ruinous forfeit of thine honor.
What dost thou mean? I have but dared him by another dog. What dishonor is there in that?
Why, man, not that you have dared him by Cerberus, but thou must dare him by Orthrus first.
And who is Orthrus that I must dare in his name first and then Cerberus?
Good Sir Orthrus was the dog that guarded the sheep of Geryon and fought with his master against unparalleled Hercules. And that dog had 2 heads to see the sheep both in front and behind.
I would not want another head behind. I would eat my meals most strangely, I think.
And I say you must dare by the dog doubled. Before you dare by the dog tripled, or your dares are disordered, and show you to be no gentleman.
Go to with thy dogs. And you, Flake, shall I seek out ever greater dogs with ever more heads? Or shall you prove your mettle by touching your tongue to metal?
Why, I find my spine stands tall within my back, and while I do and shall sneer at thee, I find my sneer turns my lips apart like a budding flower, and from it my tongue may extend forth. Therefore, bring me metal, and I shall prove thee a dog.
Here, this pole is metal and as cold as the head it wears. Now touch thy tongue to it.
Oh, shall you not retreat?
Not ever, not from thee, and not from this. Behold, my tongue doth stretch forth from my mouth. And now my tongue toucheth yonder metal. And now, you fool, see how my tongue is free! It's free! Oh, zoos, oh, horse, check me out! My tongue is stuck! It's stuck! It's stuck! It's stuck!
Oh, my friend Flake, try not to speak.
He cannot speak, his tongue is stayed. For my own part, I can barely speak. For if truth be truth, I thought not that this would succeed.
Mistress Shields bids us come to school.
I feel the tongue
What can we do, good sir? What can we do?
Well, we cannot help but leave good Flake, but stay a while, we'll help anon.
I'm not feeling the tongue, help me
How now, masters? Why must I fetch you? Where's your fellow loitering young flick?
Where? Why, I cannot say.
Nor I cannot say. And Flick, were he here, he could not say, try though he might.
Why, you eggs, tell me where young flick is. You know tongues in your heads.
Why, but the one, and in my head it shall remain.
Mine as well, though Flick has a tongue out of his head, and speaketh in strange tongues, without the use of a single tongue to call his.
You knaves, stand to and show where flick is situate.
I shall, but I shall not stand to, but stand back, revealing a most wondrous creature. He cannot speak speeches trippingly on the tongue, but yet it cannot be said that he bites his tongue. Behold! Here is young Flick.
Summon leeches, fetch officers, let all those with power be called here to help poor Flick from this dreadful fate.
Oh, let all the good men of the earth be called together in one place, and perhaps he shall be helped, but only if one of them carries with them a flask of water warmed by a fire.
Yes, Master Ralph and Master Schwartz, that I shall inquire of young Flick who hath brought him to this dismal end.
You may ask, but I think he shall hold his tongue. For indeed he needs must have a bandage that shall hold his tongue for him.
And if he speaks, I am sure that he can only say he was dared to do it by no man, but by a dog of many heads.
Even so, those that have brought him to his misery shall know that the blame is theirs, and so the shame of that shall also be theirs. As for your dogs, I pronounce a curse upon you. Let those he that did shall be damned by that self-same dog of many heads. More words have I none. Let us hold troubles.
Come, let us go, young Schwartz, and follow her. But for her curse, I would not think upon it. We young lads know one truth if we know aught. 'Tis better to be free than to be kind.
Perhaps you fear my friend is all but lost, a silent soul whose tongue was rendered mute. But at the end of day, who should appear but our young Flick, who speaking not so clear?
Hey!
Well, I am glad to see thee well, Flick, for truly 'twas a too much memorable sight, though thou didst view it with distaste.
Didst thou weep, sirrah, from the pain?
Nay, I felt no pain, though much did I marvel at it, yet no tears.
No, thou didst weep, for I feared thy tears would freeze thy cheeks.
Nay, my tears are salty and do not freeze. And I had none this day, so stay your tongue.
'Twas your tongue stayed this day.
I have heard that laugh before. It is the vicious voice of Scott. Farkas! To hear such baleful laughs may teach us all that one may laugh and laugh and be a villain.
When Jupiter behold his yellow eyes, all colored by the choler in his soul, all jaundiced with his monstrous enmity, he looks on us with French crown color eyes.
Oh, misery! Look you behind and see, 'tis cloten worm who serves the rotten scut. This minion, short, with teeth, all turned to green, although he be but little, he is mean.
Oh, Ralph! Look at how the sun begins to set. How ugly night comes breathing at his heels. I challenge thee, brash youth, to fight me here, or else thou art a coward. Therefore turn and draw.
Sword have I none, and so I shall not draw, for I have sworn an oath to do no harm. Despite your words, my honor stays unstained. Now go in peace and trouble us no more.
The wretched boy, come here and face thy doom.
The wretched beast that face dooms none but thee.
There is but one defense against this foe. I'll lie me down. They'll think I am a slug.
This slugger can lie down now. Let us be off good friends and escape this fray.
They flee, my lord, as well they wisely should, else they be battered down by your strong hand.
Strong hand, say you. It is so. Feel it yourself.
Aye, me, 'tis so. Oh, I wish I felt it less. But why beat me, or any man besides?
Why, such is in my nature to do ill. And what is more, it is what I love to do. Behold my face, my body, and my eyes, which mark me manifestly as a villain. And with these eyes do I observe all men, and see that they do see me as a villain. And shall I not agree, and bow, and say, oh, thank you, gentles, for your silent thoughts. Your good, my good, and shall be proof to your reproof, and I shall be villain to you all. And so shall I with each year baser grow, and soon shall be the basest man alive. Now, God, stand up for bullies, for you'll see the evil that I do lives after me. And so returned I to my home unharmed, my fear forgotten quickly, for 'tis true, a boy's mind dances free from thought to thought, not holding any higher than the rest. My teacher, Mistress Shields, desired us to write a sonnet honoring our love. But loved I more than wielding tempered steel. If I did write a glorious ode to swords, then would my teacher join my noble cause and help persuade my mother and old man to grant me that one thing I wish for most. And so I started work, my goal in sight.
But no one said how hard it is to write. I cannot show it in rhyme. I can find no rhyme to sword, but bored, which shows not my true feeling. For Romeo, folio, which shows not his true bravery. And for thrust, rust, which shows not a sword's best quality. And so I wrote in prose, volumes of praise, and never before had such speech poured from pate unto parchment in such feverish torrents. Alas, my poor father. Our good neighbors, the Bumpuses, have a small pack of curs to guard their home, though oft I think that pack numbered unto hundreds of beasts. A peaceful and kind brood, except when they spy my father, and then such tumult thou hast never heard.
Baying, thy howling creatures, zooms! Oh, my wife, I bring joyous news. I have won!
Oh, what hast thou won?
Oh, a prize, a great prize for my hard work.
Well, where is this prize?
It comes this very night. I met a messenger who begged my pardon, saying that he had been delayed into delivering the letter that says I have won. But now he should deliver both letter and prize at once.
Well, what is the prize?
I know not, but 'tis a great prize. Why? It could be a castle keep in Inverness.
Now, how could a messenger be he the height of Gargantua deliver a castle keep from Inverness to London? What shall he toss it through the door, brick by brick?
He could deliver a bomb to my hand. Now, silence a while, for I must feast. My newfound riches fire my stomach,
But thou hast not found thy riches yet.
which drives my hunger the more.
Nay, I have no hunger today, and so I shall not eat.
Now, son, thou art no statue that can stand for a century with mouth sealed. Dost thou not know there are starvelings in Athens?
I tell thee, fool, thou shalt not be high-stomached in my home, else I ope thy maw with mattock and wrenching iron, and feed thee thy meal with a tundish.
Peace, husband. Feed him anon. Now, child, will you not eat as the boar pig eats, with wide mouth and tusks like sides? What sound doth the boar pig make?
Queek, queek. I shall be a boar pig, and dine on acorns and potatoes. Thou shalt see how fast I feast.
If my brother shall be a pig at a feast, he must dine quickly, lest he be put on the spit and feasted on in turn.
Ha! 'Tis here!
Prepare yourself, my son, so we shall soon dwell in a castle, or as tall a one as can fit in these rooms.
Behold, the prize must come from far off Rome, or Milan, or Padua, or Mantua, or even fair Verona. Oh, look you, upon the box it reads, fragile. Oh, and such a word must mean that its contents are both Italian and wondrous. Oh, forsooth, it doth deserve verses. Oh, to wit, my blessings warm upon thee lay, for blessings all are fragile. Send forth the call without delay. I have that which is fragile. My foes, disdain me while ye may. What knowest thou of fragile? Oh, our kind acts God will soon repay, for gifts from God are fragile. My sons join in, 'tis most amusing.
Our wishes grant on holy day, for wishes all are fragile.
I learn new words most every day, but I ne'er heard of fragile.
'Tis spoken fragile.
And there the matter rested, for we knew not any rhyme for that word, for we were young and our minds were not yet so agile.
Zoom, I'm scarce able to open the coffer. Oh, 'tis broached. Now let my friends and neighbors and my own wife and son see how gloriously I am rewarded.
Prize, call you this? 'Tis no prize, 'tis... I know not what.
'Tis a leg.
Well, whose leg is it?
'Tis my leg.
Nay, 'tis not. I can tell by the hose upon it.
'Tis mine, hose and all.
What mad fool made this leg?
'Twas not a fool, but a gentleman. For a gentleman bows to a lady, and to bow is to make a leg. Therefore 'twas a gentleman made this leg. Oh, look you, gaze upon it with careful eye, and tell me what you see.
'Tis a leg.
'Tis a lamp!
Well, thou called it a leg.
Oh, 'tis a leg and a lamp, for here on top is where a man might apply a flame to light it.
I'd say a man would do well if he lit this disjointed limb aflame. Where is the rest?
'Tis a leg, does not move, therefore it rests here. Oh, now hush. It is lit. Now, my children, douse all the lights in the house, that I may view it from the street.
Alas, but if thou canst view it from the street, then all of London could view it if they but walk past our house. I prithee, let it rest elsewhere in our home. Perchance in a box, under a bed, in a dark and dankish cellar.
Here I have placed it, and here it shall stand. For it is my leg, my lamp, my prize, my heart, my greatest honor. And there it shall stand and be a beacon to my greatness until the crack of doom. Oh, and there's an end. Hast thou seen anything so wondrous?
I have seen a man in love with his wife, himself, and one leg sans the rest of womanhood. That's wonder enough, and too much love to bear for any one heart. No, don't touch it, stir it.
But soft, what light by yonder window breaks? 'Tis but a lamp, and yet it holds my gaze. Why should a lady's leg distract me so? What cares an active, valiant youth for such? And yet, this leg doth shine into my very soul and guides me like a burning pestle bright. Dare I touch it? 'Tis hard despite its shape. Is this a lamp to launch 1,000 ships? A lamp doth need a match, so does a leg. If this leg's mate could stand beside it now, I'd turn my gaze above, and twixt those legs, what glorious blushing grace would I perceive. So long as men can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this. This leg gives life to me.
And so the night passed, my casement and my fancies illuminated by my father's new shining shank. Then morning passed with my friends, my brother and I finding secret paths to school, safe from the twin menacing sentinels of Scott Fargus and Clotton Words. And then the time came to gift our sonnets that discoursed on our loves to the hand of Mistress Shields. I knew that what my hands had wrought upon that page was a masterpiece, and mayhap in her very ecstasy, she might excuse me from writing any further sonnets till death strike me.
Behold, the folly of man in form of ink. Now, this one splits his couplets, lacking rhyme. Then this one writes his lines in L too long. Oh, and this one's elegy lacks any pauses. Words would pour like water from his mouth. Oh, I shall weep if I find not one word that makes my sullen heart resound with love. This next work bears the name of Tender Ralph. Rapture. Nay, since Ovid wrote his works, hath any author writ with such like grace? Oh, Ralph, I grant thee laurels, thine is best. I shall support thee in thy noble quest.
At least I hope that's what she'd speak much like that, for this was but a wishful fantasy. But that I did but think this, do not grieve. First one imagines, then shall one achieve. Now though our home by lamp and leg was lit, we did still lack a Yule log, without which our hearth would seem as dim as Ninny's tomb.
Ninus's tomb.
Ninus's tomb. And so we hitched a wagon to our horse, and so to market rode we haste post haste, for such a log a leg could not replace.
Peace all, while I bargain with this man to buy the finest log he hath.
Maybe they're all logs, one's as good as the next.
Oh, no, 'tis false, so no more ought.
Oh.
I am still angry that thou put out my lamp when we departed home.
Nay, would you have our house destroyed by your lamp's errant flame?
Nay, but now no neighbor or traveler past our house will see it.
Nay, let them buy oil and light it then, not us.
Hold there, sirrah. What manner of log dost thou sell?
I sell the best of logs dry. A log that would make Meleager say, "'Tis a fine log. Let us burn it, though I die the minute after." And here's what you wish, Sra. Huh? A Yule log of strong hawthorn. Best for such logs, Sra.
I shall not have a Yule log of hawthorn. 'Tis thorny, and will prick us in a touch, which bodes no good for us in the next year.
Thou liest, good Sra. My Yule logs are not thorny.
'Tis hawthorn. It has thorn there in its name. So I say ha to your thorn, your log, and you.
I pray your pardon, Sra, for now I see thou art wise in wood, a learned forester. Nay, thou shalt not have a Yule log fit for fools. Ah, but here's one. That once grew tall and strong, a mighty oak that surely will burn bright throughout your family's coldest Christmas nights.
And where did you chop down this oak, young swain?
At Burnham Wood, or perhaps Dunsinane. Now, 1 shilling, Sra, to warm your Yuletide hearth.
1 shilling? Oh, shall I trade my heart for it, fool?
Right.
I know a neighbor, wise and full of cheer. He hath bought and taken to his home a Yule log, but not of any tree or bush, but a hollow log of iron, formed and carved. And smiling, he says to me that he will put tapers in it, and light them all, and that Yule log shall burn the whole night through, yea, and 30 more Christmases too. And no more shall my friend a Yule log buy, for he hath one whose fire cannot die. Perhaps I'll go and buy one for our home.
Nay, Sra, you shall not lose my service. Come, threepence I off, no more, and there's an end.
Ha! A bargain! Bear that log along, my friend. See, boy, of all the traders, wise or rude, I joy to deal. My dealings twice more shrewd.
And so with threepence less and 1 log more, we started on our joyful journey home. But then, catastrophe upon us fell. One wagon wheel did put its axle tree and roll into the furrow by the road. And so I and my father chased it down and set to work to fix our limping wing.
Behold my skill, son, for I shall repair this wheel in but 4 minutes. Do you but count the time.
Why, he thinks he's Mark Antony come against the readiest chariot of Cleopatra. I shall count, Father, but I could do other business.
Then hold these bolts, and they shall be needed to fasten the nave again. Hold them tight, and drop them not. Now, look you, you cursed wheel, thou shalt work, and thou shalt let thy so, and so, and ha, triumph!
And in that moment that seemed to pass as slow as 6,000 years and 6, the bolts rose into the air, hovered like cormorants in the moonshine, and plunged into the shadows of the ditch.
Oh!
Alack the day! I did not say, O Phi. Thou knowest well, I did not say, O Phi. Thou knowest well the word I did say then, a curse that cursed the speaker most of all, and knew I then the doom that would befall.
Word, but now did from thy foul mouth just fall. What? No more words? Well, thou hast said enough. I shall tell your mother what thou hast said, and let her be the judge of what becomes of you.
How should I die? Perhaps by block and axe, the gibbet or the rack, a good man's rope, or some new torture from some distant land. But nay, my mother's tool lay close at hand. My mother had oft cleansed my mouth before, and one in such a state cannot help but grow in wisdom on the subject, from scholar to expert in the power of that small bit of purifying agent. I could discern the muscles of Aleppo from the civet of Marseille, but Bristol, oh, cruel Bristol.
No more, I beg you, no more.
So you have been cleansed in body, but not in mind. Speak now, for which false beguiling churl did you hear that word?
Why, I cannot speak true, for fully 10 times during the rite of Helios would my father shout that word, so that Helios might hear. Nay, I must dissemble in some way. I must sacrifice an innocent or be burnt myself as an offering. 'Twas Schwartz!
Schwartz, say you. Well, thou hast spoke enough for one day. Now I must remember to speak to the mother of young Schwartz, that she may punish her child as she will.
Mayhaps she'll forget before she meets that dame.
How now, friend? 'Tis I, the Lady Schwartz, come to visit.
Oh, hell.
'Tis well you have come, madam. Tell me, does thou know what word my son hath spoke to the world?
My naught but kind words could a friend of my son speak.
Nay, let me whisper in your ear.
Nay! Oh, heaven save us from the devil's temptations.
And do you wish to know from whom he heard it?
Why, 'twas your husband, his father.
How? Nay, 'twas Schwartz, your son, called Schwartz.
Dost thou speak true?
I heard it from my son, who doth not lie.
My son, a purveyor of monstrous speech that insults his honor, my honor, the honor of anyone who hears it. By Medea, I must remember to punish my son for his wickedness.
Mayhaps she'll forget before she meets that innocent.
Greetings, Ralph! An errant breeze hath carried me here to visit thee.
Oh, hell.
My mother, I knew not you would be here. What troubles you? Your brow is stormy.
Nay, my trouble is at an end. Come, let me embrace you, young child. Oh, I remember a time you were but a babe, kind and mewling with nary an unkind word to speak.
Why, that was my past. Now am I older.
Nay, older thou shalt ne'er be. No more words.
Whoa! Ah! I am dead, mother!
Sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child, and just as easy to remove. My lady, I shall retire with my son's lifeless husk. This dagger which you see before you, thus I wish to clutch it to likewise correct thy son.
May I have other means for such correction and would not keep you.
Come, child, I shall not drag thee from this room. We must away to place thee in thy tomb.
Oh, my sweet Ralph, thou shalt be no more punished. And now to sleep, for Schwartz has been punished for his wrongs, not yours. Oh, Bristol!
Alas, poor Schwartz. Thy short, bright life snuffed out. If only I could have in some way stopped thy death. But no, 'twas hopeless from the start. If I were armed with foil or scimitar, then could I thwart 1,000 mothers' hurts. But here I sit with cleansed mouth instead, and warned that only blindness waits for me. Oh, would that I were blind this very day. Then would my family weep and weeping say,
Oh, my dear son lives in darkness. God help him.
Oh, what brought him to this dismal, lonely state?
Could it be aught that these thy parents did?
oh, do not make me say the horrid truth.
Now speak the truth!
Now speak the truth.
Now speak!
My mouth was scoured for the words I spoke, but by that cleansing was I so poisoned. A blessing to my voice, a bane to sight, and now my purple-eyed eyes can see no more. My eyes boiled in my skull so like vile jelly, I tore them from my face. Behold, my eyes.
Oh, woe unto us!
Oh, woe unto
At least such weeping words I think they'd say. Oh, sweet-tongued Schwartz, thy death is not in vain. I swear that sword will soon be in my hand. But watch from heaven what I have now planned.
And so my brother and remaining friend did steal with me like thieves next day to school, to thwart the cruel games of Scott and Wart. Upon this day, we scholars were compelled to offer presents to wise Mistress Shield, some penny candy brought, or gingerbread. The trifles such of these would bribe her not. Behold, the dainty riches I have brought.
Greetings, good Mistress Shields. We thought you would like delicious medlars. 'Tis not the fashion, but 'tis tradition.
Many thanks, good Ralph, and be blessed this holiday.
Blessed with wit and soon blessed with swordful and well.
Ralph, I have what thou hast desired. Another line from the play wherein Romeo fights.
Many thanks, dear Flick. I must hie me to my home to read it.
Adieu, friend. Oh, didst thou hear that Schwartz was murdered?
Aye, adieu. At last, another line. Now I shall learn what other ventures he undertakes. A journey to a distant land, leading an army into battle. Perhaps pirates! Oh, blessed author, teach me the true disposition of bloody Romeo.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name, or, if thou wilt not, Be but sworn my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet.
Who is this Juliet?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague.
I care not for thy names. Where is the sword, the blood?
Romeo, doff thy name, and for that name which is no part of thee, take all myself.
Doff thy name, thou hast doffed Romeo from the stage. Shall there be no duels, no battles, no season carnating with crimson gore? What is Juliet to Romeo? Out on this Juliet, I know not thy Juliet. Hang up thy Juliet, a plague on her house. Well, no matter. I persever in my quest, now the wiser. I shall stand firm and tall and bloody yet, as Romeo does, without a Juliet.
Soft, sir. What direction did Juliet go? I'll follow her, but here's my confession. I hope she'll buy me something from concessions!
Go.
That night, oh, such a night as ne'er there was, a secret, black and midnight night it was. That night while father battled with the hearth, and both burned bright with fire and oaths, and mother filled her glass with water, and watered plants that here and there were planted in their pots, and I and Randolph idled in the kitchen. That night, let no such night befall again. There sounded through the house a fearful sound, as if the firmament did break like glass, and stars like crystal shivered down, dropped down, a sound to drive the bravest souls to flight, and yet instead we ran towards that sound, and here behold the horror that we found.
What was that hideous crash, good Ralph?
I know not, sir.
Nor I.
Oh, pretend your mother knows. My beloved wife, speak and say that you are unharmed, and say what hath befallen.
My husband, I bear news both good and grave. Your loving wife is here, unharmed and well.
That is good, but why do you look so solemn? What grave news dost thou have?
My husband, who can say what has occurred? I did but water plants, and in the act, it seems your lamp hath fallen to the floor, and being broken, lights our house no more.
Oh, this cannot be true. Such tidings of calamity and woe. You say it fell?
Uh-huh.
'Twas no mischance. 'Twas bold and willful murder committed in this house.
My husband, dost thou think the lamp can die?
'Twas thy wretched doing. I felt a hatred born of jealousy, that monster with green eyes, that grew covetous of my pride.
My husband, should my envy be a lamp? I tell thee now, no envy did I feel, for none would wish possession of that lamp, that homely, foul, and ugly harlot flame!
See how she rails! Oh, I charge thee, fetch glue, that I may repair what thou hast shattered.
My husband, I cannot obey thy wish, for there is no glue within our house on this day.
Thou hast used it. Thou hast wasted all the glue. Oh, thy glue wastrel! Oh, I shall labor all this night to rebuild what thou hast destroyed. I shall not repair to my room, but with my own room shall I repair my prize. And there's an end. Oh.
Now, children, to bed, without a word.
Now, though our mother never spoke of this, I often wondered what she might have said if I had asked if she had done the deed, and why indeed would she have done the deed? Would she deny it all, or be but mute? What would she say if she would grant my suit?
Well, hold my hands, quite spotless, as you see. There is no washing needed now for me. To bed. Bed. To bed!
My father gathered up the pieces of that leg, as if it were the last remnant of a friend lost to battle. He buried them with ceremony, with a bit of cloth serving as cerements, and while I know not his true actions, 'tis believed he sang a dirge o'er the earth where it lies, and with a lonely tear wrote sorrow in the bosom of this earth.
My lad, much sorrow do I have that thy father hath not his prized lamp, for I had yet to witness it. Now my search for it would prove bootless, for he hath no leg to wear a boot.
Nay, let my father not hear thy jest, for though he stood tall and his face betrayed no sadness, yet sad and solemn were his manner and countenance.
Aye, if I were he, I would be sad, for it would grieve me greatly, for I would have no leg to wear a grieve. But, Ralph, thou must ponder what gift to give him this season, such that his sorrow is lessened. For my part, I dwell with my brave and warlike nuncle, and I've whittled him a rose that fits about the neck of a wine bottle, such that the sweet sap within flows freely through it. Where the bee sucks, there shall suck he, as the old poem says.
And I have made a fan and fixed it to a long pole, with which my father may fan away the flies that haunt him as he walks about.
Speak not of poles, I'm yet hot when I think on them.
Oh, jouncing fools! The brave and stalwart Scot is here, searching for those who lack the cowardice that befits a worm, not a man.
Oh, lo, there stand our good friends who wait upon his hand and foot, and so merit not but to have hands laid upon them and to be footed back home. Let one come hither, it shall amuse me.
Oh, come, which of you desires to lie with your Mother Earth?
Nay, not I, for I must to school. I'll not die today on any man's persuasion.
Oh, that my hand be grasped the red Romeo, 10 score thrust Rapier, and truly with this fiend be bested with a mere stroke. Till that gift is rendered, I must wait, say nothing, fight not.
Then off with you and your brother to race each other to a house of cowards. For me, I shall tend this brutish beast pleasure. Perchance the blood that spills today shall not be mine alone, but mingled with that of yonder giant.
Oh, Flick, you know not what you do.
Nay, Ralph, 'tis you who knows not your own self. Why, if thou hadst a friend that bid thee creep and cower and throw thy reputation to the mud, I'd carve that friend like a duck and read his entrails, which would tell me that in your future was bravery and honor now that he troubled you no more. But off with you! Call me not friend until you put your honor back on.
Flick, I have no sword.
Yea, no more sword than I, and yet I'll cut him with my teeth, which is more than you could, thou craven. Come, let us go to some nearby court, and there we'll see what bravery can do.
Oh, come, brave worm, come, let us not dally.
Aye, and speedily. I crave a sally.
And I shall count the blues and make the tally.
Oh, fearful circumstance, oh my good friend! Surely now his life comes to an end.
Oh, brother, thou hast missed a mighty fray for 3 full hours. Did the battle last with clever wrestling first, then striking fists until at last split Farkas with one blow. Struck down the noble Flick, who fell to earth and cried, "Nuncle, oh my noble uncle, now come and see a warlike champion die." And then his breath departed, and his soul did part from him like frozen tongue from pole.
Oh. Bless you, Flick, and curse the wicked Scot. May heaven's gate upon his countenance shut.
Ah, Master Ralph, I'm glad to spy you here. Behold, your sonnet. Here you did write your dearest wishes for the year soon born, and a present for the year still here. Now, brace you for my judgment, for look you, a brace of couplet shows my feelings true. I'll leave thee now, my words you may have you.
Embrace, she hath embraced my honest words. Upon your reverse this judgment I bestow, 'tis neither good nor bad, it is but so-so. But so-so, all my work has been for naught. But soft, another couplet has she writ. And know that no sharp blade should you employ. Your eye by your own hands would you destroy.
Oh, in that familiar phrase I spied the dissembling teacher, she was false and all, and was confederate with my cruel dam to make a loathsome abject scorn of me. I pray you all, tell me what they deserve that did conspire my rout with devilish plots of damned witchcraft, and that did prevail upon my labors with their hellish charms.
Bubble, bubble, dark and lightless, brass with swords shall soon be sightless.
Eye of newt and eye of frog, eye of bat and eye of dog.
Adder's eye and blindworm's eye, lizard's eye and owlet's eye.
For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Bubble, bubble, such unkindness, blame the child for his own blindness.
My God be with me, now I am alone. Oh, what a faint and coward child am I.
Oh, behold your tormentors! Oh, but I see you cannot, for you hold your eyes, those sad frames clutched within your hands. A spectacle without spectacle!
Oh, you willful opposite coward, shall you now weep? Oh, what employment else art thou good for? Thou canst but weep, for thou still hast no sword.
Oh.
Nay, now thy speech is foolish and untoward. Can you not see my sword?
Thou hast no sword.
Nay, upon my life I have a sword. See not my scabbard filled upon my hip. Canst thou not see it? Why, no.
Nor can I.
Alas, what all have said before is true. A sword can blind, and it has blinded you. For see, my hand doth reach down to its hilt. Behold, it draws the blade clear from its sheath. Forsooth, I hold it high for all to see. Canst thou not see it? No!
Thou hast no sword. Oh, I think no fear of me now makes thee dote.
Why, thou hast taught me well, I see it true. The one thing I have in my hand is you! Have at you, thou peevish monstrous toad, and have back all the fear and hate thou owed!
Oh, Magnus, how can Scott be so o'erthrown?
Who speaks? You wish a beating of your own?
Oh, help your friends! 'Tis most foul murder here!
Thou fool! Lay on, good Ralph!
Mother! Forking! Shirt balls!
Oh, but soft! What doth Ralph say? Oh, heavens bright! What leechy smoke doth burst forth from his lips!
Within my seething brain there rose a flame, but low and little yet burning like the sun, and gaining heat as up and out it rose, until like basilisk on battlefield did it burst forth with choler and fierce ire. I had gone mad, and knew I had gone mad, and thrilled with joy to know I had gone mad, and wished no more to be aught else but mad. And as a madman rails and speaks mad words, so from my tongue did words and torrents flow, those words that once my father did exclaim, such words did now my mad and self-proclaim.
Moan! Malt horse! Kingpin! Coxcomb! Idiot! Patch! Thou horse and steam greasy talon! You scullion! You red pallion fustilarian! Thou you logger-headed tickle-brained ruffian! Thou elvish marked of fruity hog! Thou currish not in painted common!
100 more contumelies did I cry, 100 more heart blows did I let fall, until my hand was stained and my mind cleared when what I loved and honored. What is this brawling? My boy in battle! Raged and outmatching too with madness royal.
Now hark you two and cease this bloody fray! And you who stare, turn now and haste away.
Oh, God! Oh, devil! Oh, his flowing wounds! Oh, never in his short and prosperous life has Scott endured such boisterous assail! Oh, I swear, you beast, to prison you shall go! And now, you old woman, go call a watchman here!
Why, none shall come, for no old woman's here. And why should this young lad to prison go? What is his crime?
Canst thou not see his blood? It was murder done this day!
And is he dead?
He cannot speak. His life shall end anon.
And you, young pup, dost thou still breathe the air?
I do, to cry succor for my Scott.
Why then, no succor is here at hand, for those he murdered say they are not dead, and those who live may still a lesson learn. But a mother's love is the strongest of all love. For those who'd harmed a mother's son shall find a mother's love to them is most unkind, and strike them down like lightning from above. Now go, and learn to fear a mother's love.
Oh, how does my noble son? Oh, you know me, lady?
Why, as I do myself and my firstborn.
Where have I been? Where am I? Fair daylight? I fear I am not in my perfect mind. If you would cleanse my mouth, I pray you start, for I have done my kindly mother wrong. I'll gladly taste my musky reprimand. There is much cause for it.
No cause, no cause. Now look you, dry your blood and sweat and tears, and let that tempest in your mind disperse. Look up to heaven and pray for calm and peace.
Oh, thank the Lord my father was not here. I'm glad to think him far from this vile scene.
What ho! My wife and son, here in the street?
'Tis Nemesis, come here to sire shame.
How? And now, why are you here and not at home? The sun doth sleep, the light grows purple-hued. My son, why do you peer and squint at me?
He hath removed his spectacles anon. Put them back, my child, and let us be off.
Can he not speak? What hath my issue done?
Not that any other child might do, and he might now well waste an hour or two to talk of schooling and friendship and the like. But first, my husband, a question I pose that only you can answer.
Only I.
And yet it is a simple thing to say. Dost thou know that one fellow who writes plays, an actor and a sharer in his troupe whose patron is our noble king himself?
Aye, that I do, and he doth write good plays.
And yet there be some mumble news who say that he himself writes not the plays he writes, and that the credit lies with some man else who doth invent the lines and claim the gold, but gives his fame to clothe another man. What say you to that?
Oh, what foolishness! Now I am twice as mad as once I was. Why should I mop and mow for broken lamps when great men's reputation are now sport for doting buzzers with opinions rank? Oh, come with me, wife, and over evening meal I'll tell thee straight, and though it waste the night, who writes those plays that great man doth write?
Tarry not, my son, we lose the light.
As I was saying.
Yes, of course.
I am saved. I feared myself a carcass, killed either by my father or Scut Farkas. But no nearer is my wished-for sword, for my old man that wish he will not grant, and mother still denies me my desire, and no man else could weapon king provide.
But soft, that no man else might do to so. But what if spirits greater than mankind? For lo, the spirit, Christmas spirit, soon shall ride. Father he is called, and prince as well, and Sir Christmas, a knight who doth wield arms.
Oh, to him! Though I know not where he's found, a swordless man can hold but strangest ground.
And so upon the rise of next day's sun, my family rose and garbed against the cold set forth to celebrate with all the town, with cheery merriment and wassailing and visiting the market for its wares. But I soon stole away from that great mart and lost myself within a deer park near it to soon commune with weapon-mongered spirits.
I am by my own maze itself misled, and here I am twixt nowhere and not here. I do see wondrous sights that cannot be. A line of children, eyes all fixed forward, as if in solemn triumph towards some goal. And so I walk with them, though I must question, to what strange end proceeds this strange procession?
What ho! Another child appears with avarice filled, though young in years. Oh, so many have I seen this day to bless and send upon their way. One wants a cart, for he's so stout he needs must cart his bulk about. He lives on pudding, I propose. Behold the stains upon my hose.
Now fetch a napkin, clean him well.
Or else of pudding he shall smell.
The hour's past, the hour's late. It's been an hour since 'twas 8. My time among you soon must end, and from this forest I shall win. So do not tarry, joke or bleak. Come to me, and to me speak of wanted gifts to soon receive. And quick, for I and mine must leave.
Now hurry, child, for we depart.
Declare the wish sat in your heart.
With this mute child we do converse, for he speaks only in blank verse. Show us you are not afraid. Do you wish us be delayed? If your wish you'll not confess, I'll try my luck and make a guess. Perhaps a football will make you smile. Would that wish sink your soul a while?
He doth ignore your careful guess.
Let's nod his head, so he says yes.
Now from these woods we'll depart straight and set our pace towards home and...
Wait! I do not desire a football, good sir. I desire the red Romeo 10-score thrust rapier.
Why, such a gift would cause no joy. For your own eye would you destroy.
Go to, I thee a liar call. Thou art no Christmas ghost at all. To meet you was unhappy luck. Hobgoblin thou art, and sweet.
Pluck down this serpent from my breast. Though many curses on you rest, one more upon you I shall wreak. You were an ass just this last week. But when another beast appears, you shall know by your long ears. Now, elves, to our own homes we'll flee. Lord, what fools these children be.
To home I'll hide, to wait but one more day. I am amazed and know not what to say.
You think perchance I did but dream all this, or tell you lies to comfort or to fool? To your insults I offer this defense. Tale is sometimes truth and lie commixed, and though they be quite muddled, take this hint. Though this be madness, yet there's method in it. In gloomy spirits I rejoined my family. With heavy steps I walked back home again. With sullen mouth did I my meal consume, and moodily I sunk into my bed. And yet the morning brought with it relief, for snow had freshly fallen on the street, appariling the world in satin white, as if to hide the blood of friends and foes. And so I woke to live my life afresh, and down I came to greet my family and share the gifts we purchased for our kin, though not the greatest I had hoped to win.
'Tis varnish with which to polish my wagon. 'Tis a good gift, I say. And that is unvarnished truth.
A single nutmeg, a gift fit for a queen. Many thanks and many dishes to be spiced.
A top and a wooden wagon? Oh, thank the stars 'tis not another coat, for I'd never walk again.
Now, sweet Ralph, here's a gift from my Aunt Catherine.
Nay, I want not her gift. She knows not my age. Her gift will be for a babe, and not a lad near maturity.
Nay, 'tis for thee, and it is a humorous habit to amuse thy friends. Now let me comparison you and her present, for you shall resemble a beast.
A beast? Oh heavens, what manner of beast?
Oh, how the curse of Christmas now descends. I was to be transformed into a beast, but not an ass, and yet with lofty ears, and though no beast, with damask fur doth live.
Yet here I stand, and who could ever think that any coney rabbit could be pink?
Ralph, how bravely dost thou stand, as if a shield bore you as a herald.
Nay, he looks as mad as a March hare, which has no place in winter's barren time. Take off his head, lest someone espy him and make a mockery of him.
Oh, go to. Ralph, you will wear this for Aunt Catherine to behold. But for the nonce, you may uncase yourself and be my son again.
If only all my curses would fall on me and fall off again with such haste.
Why, Ralph, why do you not smile?
I pray you pardon me, for I am wrapped in dismal thinking.
Well, uncover thyself, and thy gift as well.
But my gifts are all revealed.
Oh, 'tis not so. Is there not one single gift with thy name writ on it, there in the farthest corner of the room, hidden from view until this moment?
The red Romeo 10-score thrust rapier! If this be magic, let it be an art lawful as eating. Is this truly mine?
Truly yours. And you shall be taught to wield it, and to sharpen it against a whetstone too, and to clean it after slaughtering thy foes, and thus become a fighter feared and loved.
I thank thee, father, and my mother too. I must now break from company and haste to hie into the garden with my sword, to weigh its heft and test my little skill.
Well, close
winter's fang. And even now I say, show needful care and kill no beast that in your sight be found.
But it be one of the Bumpus's hounds.
What hast thou to say, Sir Christmas, what?
When I was but a lad of much his age, myself had a sword upon my hip.
But if he doth cut himself apace and then doth bleed, are we not to blame?
Well, my wife, in that case we'll be unconcerned, for an important lesson will be learned.
Aha! Behold, my enemies, I am now armed. Now watch, all foes of my beloved home, as I now show my skill in native art. I'll hang a calfskin on those recreant limbs. Ballad staccato, punto reverso, and guard, and parry, and dodge, and spin, and thrust, and oh God, my eyes have been so bright. The curse upon my sight is now fulfilled. Oh.
In love I warned thee such would come to pass. And now I say, despair and see no more. Despair.
You wrote you wished for swords, and I warned thee to no avail. Despair and see no more.
Despair.
Thou hadst no sword. I died to save your life, to no good end. Despair and see no more.
Despair.
I perished for thy sins. Here's thy reward for cowardice. Despair and see no more.
Despair.
A Merry Christmas and a New Year's sweet, but not for you.
Despair and see no more.
What darkness gripped my soul that fateful day. What sadness held my heart within its grip. If ever man would give up hope, 'tis now. If ever man would beg for help, 'tis now. From whom could this young, hopeless, helpless boy request such aid when all about him stood the solemn spirits of his friends and kin, who had indeed warned him of such an end, who had... Good boy, I have a question for thee. If thou couldst see, what wouldst thou wish to see?
I'd look upon my mother and rejoice. I'd look upon my father and give thanks. My brother I would see and then embrace. My teacher I would see and show respect. Brave Flick and kindly Schwartz, I'd see them here and know their lives were not cut short. Why, even Scott I'd bring back from Hell's Gate to see him and forgive him all his sins. I now see I am but a boy, no man. I'll see only that, if not else I can.
If it were done when 'tis undone, then 'twere well it were undone quickly. Be as thou want to be. See as thou wast wont to see. And now, my brave young self, open thy eye. For my foolish child, thou art no more blind than I. Motherfucking circles.
Oh. Why, 'tis so. I did but strike my head with my pommel. I was more blind than with fear than with blindness. I shall hearken to my father and train with him. Even after, perhaps, I shall avoid brawls where I can. 'Tis too easy to come to harm in a duel if harm comes when one duels with no foe.
Oh, I heard a cry as if my child were in pain. Oh, dear Ralph, hast thou been weeping?
I fear, mother, that when I raised my sword, I struck an icicle from the roof, which descended like an owl onto a mouse. 'Twas quite a shock, and so I did cry out, but I am safe.
See, Cassandra, how wrongly thou hast predicted. Thy son has not harmed a soul, and yet winter itself hath stabbed at him.
Well, sheathe thy sword and let us all go into dinner. And after we shall go forth for carols and wassailing with thy friends Flick and Schwartz.
What? My friend's alive and to sing this very night?
How gamesome you are today! Why should your friends be not alive, fool? What antics have you performed that they should not?
I know not, mother, but I say that truly I have received great gifts today. Wondrous gifts, past the wit of man to say what gifts they are. And I truly now know no further ill can befall this merry day.
What coil is this? Wolves in boxes? Oh, nay, by God, 'tis the Bumpuses to be sure. Cry havoc, for they've let slip the dogs next door.
Oh, save us from this sight! the outer door was ajar, a space as wide as a bristle. But ere I could take a step, all the slavering curs and the bumpuses keep, but yet keep poorly, all these priests burst in, dining upon our dinner, until our turkey and all our meal were gone. And so madly did they bite onto their prey that it seemed not like a pack of mere dogs, but rather a single dog with myriad heads.
Oh, horror! The last curse! The curse placed upon me by Mistress Shields! The curse for luring Flake to touch his tongue to the frozen pool! That curse has come to pass. Now our meal is gone and all the remnants from it that would have served as meals for many days.
Oh, we shall surely starve!
Nay, hold thy tears at bay. Old man may I be, but I have earned enough through my daily work to defend against disaster. Soon enough, I'll be revenged against those bumpuses. But, for the nonce, let us hie to the nearest tavern and dine upon what bird they may have there. My family, this has been the strangest week of days ere I've lived, but let it consummate with happiness and full stomachs. And there's an end.
And so, regaining then our cheerful bents, we made our way to find ourselves a meal, and found it near our house, where, sooth to say, we ate the strangest feast that e'er we saw, for it indeed saw us, a roasted duck, with head still fixed upon its dainty neck. To think, for all the blindness that we feared, our dish itself did stare upon us all, as if to say, the living can see true, the dead may see and smile as well as you.
How fortunate I was to have this gift to strike the head from that poor mallard's neck. 'Twas my first victory, but sooth to say, I'll never eat my foes after this day.
Do you recall that night before you slept? That at the window facing to the street, that self-same window where that leg did stand, your mother and your father stood and watched. The city then illumined with the bright lights to celebrate the season's jollity.
Their arms are twined, they smile one to another. How strange. Why did my father and my mother so oft contend, but love each other yet?
Why, he is Romeo, she Juliet. If they were wise, avoided strife and fears, and raised 2 sons and grew in 11 years.
Perhaps that full play I'll someday o'erlook.
But wait a while, it shall become a book.
I do remember me that peaceful night, my brother sleeping with his childish toys, while next to me did rest my mighty sword, the stars reflecting on its shining blade. The greatest gift a child could e'er receive. I dreamed the dreams of conquerors and kings. I knew that someday I'd possess their glory. But that must be another
Christmas story! We wish thee a Merry Christmas. We wish thee a Merry Christmas. We wish thee a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to ye and thy kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish thee a Merry Christmas. We wish thee a Merry Christmas. We wish